And once again, this is KD, aka Handyman, aka the Automaker, aka Clay Davis. And I'm glad you tuned in today to the Worldwide Show. I got Lin Que on the line, and we were just talking about how hip hop has changed so much.
Yes.
So,
go ahead, brother.
I was going to ask you, so where do you see the hip hop music going in the future?
Well, I think that lyricism is coming back. I think what's happening is people are getting tired of the commercialism, getting tired of the pop, they're getting tired of the same old. It's like I said, you keep bringing chicken to the table, and as much as I love chicken, I'm gonna get tired of chicken every time I see it. I'm gonna get tired of it. So I think people are growing out of it and looking for something realer, looking for the heartbeat. And a lot of these kids, the reason why they don't know better is because they don't have anything else to compare it to.
Right.
They have been kind of bamboozled themselves.
Right.
They don't have anything to compare it to. We were lucky enough to be brought up in a time where we had like the Baskin Robbins of hip hop. You know what I mean? We had all kind of flavors going on.
Right.
From a De La to a NWA to a Public Enemy to an LL Cool J. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Slick Rick, Cool G Rap, Stretch. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
We had a wide variety of stuff. Soulja Harmony, Miss Melody, Latifah, Light, Me, Queen Mother Ray, Moni Love, Sparky G. I mean, there was so much going on. So you gave so much, you just had a lot of different flavors, and I think that spoiled us. And I'm glad to be spoiled off of that, because variety, to me, it's what helps you get to a conclusion of what is hot. If they keep playing the same thing all the time, it's almost like brainwashing. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like brainwashing. Like, this is what's hot. This is what it's all about, because everybody sounds like that. This is what must be hot. You know? It's a little bit too monotonous to me. And especially as an artist, I think it kills the creativity. And, that's what hip hop is about. It's about the creativity. That's what brought it to the level that it is now.
Right.
Because these young kids, when we was coming up, they didn't have nothing to do. They couldn't afford saxophones. They couldn't afford guitars. They couldn't afford bass. They couldn't afford these things, so they created out of creativity. They created out of nothing, out of silence, a way of doing things. And a way of doing things is called a culture. And they made a hip-hop culture. You know what I mean?
Right.
That has 5 different facets, and that is the graffiti artists, the aerosolists, whatever you want to call it. You had your breakdancers, the B-boys and B-girls. You had your lyricists, your MCs. You had your DJs, and you had your knowledge. 5 facets of hip-hop.
Right.
Right now, all we have is beats.
That's true.
That's all we have. And don't get me wrong, man. You've seen, I love music. I started in this industry dancing. So I love music. I love beats. I mean, that's how I'm writing the beats that be in my head when there's silence, So I love music and I love beats. But again, keep bringing me the same stuff, I'm going to get tired of it,
Right. Well, speaking on that, and since you brought up beats and bringing you the same stuff, how would producers get about working with you? Because like I said, I do own a production team down here in Atlanta, and I've worked with a production team in Dallas, Texas, and we've done a few tracks for Lil Mama. We've done some things. We're working on things for Charlie Baltimore now. Working with your buddy MC Light. So how can we get with Lin Que? How can anybody that's listening to this get with Lin Que?
Well, right now, I am dealing with only in-house production.
Oh!
But things might be changing soon. Things might be changing soon on that. One of the reasons why I deal with in-house production is because the people that when I get on stage with somebody, when I get into a studio with somebody,
right,
there's chemistry there. It's not just about talent.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
I've seen extremely talented individuals that have no business ethics at all.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
When I get into a project with somebody, it's like a marriage for me. You know what I'm saying? And it's chemistry that I have to be able to work with the people. So the people that I have in my in-house, they like my brothers. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we get in there, we build. We usually talk for like a good 4 or 5 hours before I even get on the mic, before they even touch the board. You know what I'm saying? We talk from everything from hip hop to God.
Right.
You know, and there's a chemistry there. So, and that's really what has been working for me. But like I said, keep bringing the chicken, you get tired of the same old, same old. So things might be changing soon. So definitely stay tuned. Definitely stay tuned.
Well, speaking of, speaking for myself, I feel like we got chemistry. I mean, we've been.
Oh, I feel you.
We've been talking since last year. We almost had our first falling out. So, hey, we got chemistry. I'm gonna get with you. I'm gonna get with your buddies, Common Thread, and I'm gonna get something on your CD. I want you to know that, because I don't give up. I will bug and bug and bug you. That might not be a good thing, but it always worked for me. So, and like I say, because we really looking for the work, and I'm just speaking for myself and my team that I deal with. So,
all right, I feel you.
No pressure there. I'm just letting you know, just giving you a heads up. But like I say, I appreciate you calling in to let the listeners know what you got going on, and I'm not going to keep you on the line too long anyway.
Well, I definitely have to tell everybody that's listening, thanks for listening, and especially big thanks to KD, because he's always giving me an avenue to speak my mind. And as an artist, what else can I ask for? Much love, brother.
I appreciate that. And like I say, thanks once again. And to everybody out there, we're getting ready to jump in to one of her songs off her new CD, Godspeed. And you keep it locked here on the Worldwide Show with your man KD, aka Handyman, aka the Item Maker, aka Clay Davis. And I'm gonna bring you that joint right now.